if you require the complete information of the user, like his email ID, phone number, his address, like for example, if you have an e-commerce website and you want to ship some of the goods to his location, you need all those information. So for that thing, we'll be using a registration form. To do that, let's create a form. I'm going to remove this action, and here we'll create a table. Say tr and td. That's going to be the name of the person, and it will be a input type as text, and let's specify the name as r_name. That's the registration name. We need that. That's going to be required. So let me copy this. Let me paste it again, and this will be his email ID. So we'll call this as input type as email, r email. We need his email ID too. So let's copy this again, and we need a phone number. So I'm going to call this as phone. Input type is tel, and our phone. Okay, that's required too. So I'm just gonna copy this again, and then what we require is some extra information. For example, if this guy is registering, we need to set up a password for him. So we'll say password. So we'll call this as password. So this is going to be our pass. So the next thing what we require is a date of birth. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it over here. This is going to be DOB, that is date of birth, and the type will be changed to date. So we'll say R date. Let's save that. And the next one what we need is his gender. So I'm going to paste this here. I'm going to call this as gender. Now in gender we can create a group of input. So I'm going to call this as input. Type is radio, and I'm going to set this one to male. Let's give a BR tag. Let's type another one called input type as radio. I'm going to set this one to female. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to specify the same name but a different value. So we'll say name is gender. I'm going to copy the same name for this, and then we can paste it over here, and then we to specify a different value. So we'll call this as male, and we'll call this one value as female. Okay, that should do it. Let me create a submit button and let us check how this actually looks like. So I'm just going to paste it here. I'm going to change this one to nothing. It's going to be blank, so it will be submit. So our date is going to be our reg. Okay, I'm going to remove this. We'll specify a value called register. Let me save that. Let's copy the URL. Let's go to our browser, select this one, and paste and refresh. Okay, so we have these details. So let me check out how this thing works. So I'm going to set the first name as Fatah, email as fathahgabriel@gmail.com, and my phone number, I'm going to set this as 1234567. Okay, password as 123, and I'm going to set my date of birth. I'm going to just select a random date, and now you can see what happens if I can select male or female. So I can choose only one. So if I hit on register, that should give me all the details I need. So see, everything is available here now. If I scroll a little bit ahead, I should be able to get gender. Okay, we got the gender as male. That's great. So the next one what we need is a select option where we can actually select the country. So I'm just going to copy this one, then paste it over here. I'm going to set this one to country. So I'm going to set this, I'm going to remove this, and now we have a new option called select, and this is going to be our country, and we don't need an ID here, so I'm going to get rid of this, and we do require this. I'm going to set this as required, and let's specify the option. Now each and every option will have a value, so we'll say India, and we'll set this one also as India. Let me duplicate this, select this one and this one. Okay, this is going to be like USA. We can change this one to Canada. and stuff like that. Let's save this. Let's get back to our browser and hit refresh. I can see that we have a drop down. Great, we have built a complete registration page.